All right, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to do color-filled shapes. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and import our turtle library. Did I spell turtle incorrectly, like I always do? I like to skip spaces. I'm going to change the screen size because I just want to practice it. Let's practice changing the screen size by doing screen equals turtle dot screen with a capital S. Open and close parentheses, and this is going to expand our screen. And let's go ahead and set up the screen. Screen.setup. Oops. And let's make the screen 600 by 600. So the normal screen size, or the grid size, is, and I misspelled up, is 400 by 400. So this is just going to make it larger. And let's go ahead and call my turtle. Name it Limus.turtle with a capital T. Open and close parentheses. And again, I always forget to do that. I put equals. Oops. I always type a period for some reason. Luckily, it gives me an error code. Let's go ahead and practice giving it the shape. We learned how to make the shape. So let's give my turtle named Limus a shape. And remember, there are a few shapes. I'm going to go ahead and give it the shape of turtle. Remember, the shape has to be inside parentheses. Let me get run to make sure it's there. And there's my turtle. Let's go ahead and practice the pen size also. We know how to make the pen size larger. So let's go ahead and use the pen size function. So the pen size, and let's use 10. So we're going to have a size 10. Now, let's go ahead and draw a green let's do a green square. And the green square, just for the sake of time, I'm just going to go ahead and make my turtle go forward. Remember, you can use FD for forward. Let's make it go forward 200 pixels. Then we'll make it turn 90 degrees to the right. Limus.right, 90 degrees. Oops. Let's go ahead and then make it go forward. Actually, if I got this already figured out, let me go ahead and hit run. I can actually copy and paste it. So here, and I'll copy it and paste it, I believe that should be, nope, I'm missing one more. It should go forward because it's facing up. So let's make our turtle named Limus go forward and 200 pixels. And so that gives us our square. But then in the last tutorial, we learned how to give it a color. So let me give it some space here after the pen size. Actually, I'll leave it after the pen size. And let's go ahead and make this a green colored square. And remember, the colors also have to be in quotation marks. In this case, single. And so this should give me a green colored square. And that's what we learned in the last lesson. Now, the new thing I'm going to teach you is how to fill it in. Well, what if I wanted the color inside to be green also? So we want a solid green square. Well, in that case, you're going to use the begin fill and the end fill functions. So since we already made our line green, we're going to go ahead, and I'll leave it right here. We're going to go ahead and say Limus, which is our turtle, and we're going to use the begin underscore fill function and open and close parentheses. Now I'm going to hit run, and you're going to see that it's not going to work. Wait a minute, it did not fill up my square. That's because you have to tell it to end the fill. So we're going to use the same, call it my turtle Limus, but we're going to use the end fill function, which is n underscore fill, open and close parentheses, and now that's going to tell it to stop the fill. We told it to begin the fill at the beginning and then stop the fill at the end, and that should give us a green colored square. And there it is. All right. Now, remember, you can change the colors. I gave you a list of various colors. Let's use pink. I think pink is a color. Hit run. And then it'll be a pink colored square because we're telling it to begin the fill, and there's our pink colored square. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a triangle for you guys, and I'm just going to go ahead and do it quickly. Actually, let me go ahead and stop this. We'll leave it pink. Let's change the color to crimson. For some reason, I like the color crimson. Now let's use red. So let's go ahead and use red, and now I'm going to make a triangle. This is going to help you for your project later. So for my triangle, I want to make it go up and to the left. So I'm going to make it go up to the left, and I'm going to make a equilateral triangle. Hopefully you guys know that a triangle measures 80 degrees. I'm sorry, 180 degrees, and the inside angles measure 880 degrees. So I'm going to make it go, and they're 60, 60, 60. So I'm going to make it go right, and I'm going to make it go right 60 degrees. And then I'm going to make the limas go forward using the FD, which is the forward function, and we'll make it go forward 200 pixels. And so we can see that, oops, I meant it to go left. We'll leave it down, make it going right. Actually, no, I like left better. I want it to go up. So that's going to make it go left 200 pixels. Now we want to make it go down. And a lot of kids get confused. Okay, we want to make it go down, so it's going to go to the right. Now, how many angles to the right? Well, a lot of kids say, okay, well, let me make it go 60 to the right. But you're going to see, actually, I forgot to make it go forward. 200. And so let's make it go to the right 60. Well, that's too much. I mean, that's not actually too little because we're facing up. 60 degrees is to the right. And so you can play with the numbers. So let's try 90. Now, I already know the answers, but I'm just trying to show you guys. Okay, well, that's still too little. So what are you going to try now? We tried 45. We tried 60. So what's half of 60? 30. What's 90 plus 30? 120. And let's see if that works. And that actually is perfect. It's 120 to the right. Now we want to make it go back the other way, to the right also. So limas dot right. And how many degrees do we want to make go right? So let's say, okay, let me make it go 120 again. See what happens. Well, let me click run. And that works out perfect. So now we made our triangle. Now we can tell it to fill it in. So let's go ahead and tell it to fill in and using the begin fill. So limas dot begin fill, begin underscore fill, open and close parentheses. Now again, if I hit run, it's not going to work. You have to tell it when to end. So after we make our triangle, let's use the end fill function to tell it to end the fill. And we click run, and this should give us a red triangle. Now, if you wanted to change the measurements, like if this was 45, that's really going to throw it off, and you'd have to adjust accordingly. But let me go ahead and change it to 60. Or you could actually use the set heading if that's easier. Go ahead and you pull out that circle with the degrees that I gave you. That would actually be easier than the right and left in this case. But that's how you make a filled shape using Python Trinket.